The past few months, every single day, I got asked about how I feel about this imminent TikTok ban. Do you think it's actually going to happen? What are you going to do if it does happen? And honestly, I was like, you know what? It's fine if it happens, because if it does happen, we'll find another platform. It's not the end of the world. But starting yesterday, now I'm finally starting to feel a little anxious and just a little really annoyed at the situation when everyone's flocking to Little Red Book, which is Xiaohongshu. And I personally have a Xiaohongshu account. It's not big, but it's honestly a platform that I like to go and browse and learn more about the culture that I grew up in. As background, I grew up in China my whole life, so it's a way to see what Chinese people are doing, what my mom is doing, the foods they're eating, what's trending there. And it's just a way to reconnect back to the country that I grew up on, which I feel very alone in the US sometimes, and that was like a pure comfort for me. I really wasn't gonna make a video about this, but the more I think about it, the more disturbed I am about the fact that people are flocking to Xiaohongshu as TikTok refugees, and we're going onto their platform, okay? And when I see videos oh my god, the Chinese are actually so funny, they're actually so nice, I'm like, what did you think, right? It superficially seems a little funny, but when you think about it, this just unveils so much of the xenophobia that goes behind things, where people are oh, it's made in China, that. All of these preconceptions. Even though I'm not Chinese, I'm so protective over the country that I grew up in and the country that my parents live in, and the country that raised me. By just going to Xiaohongshu, it is changing the algorithm. So a person living in the US with a US IP, I am no longer getting access to the IP or the content that Chinese people are posting and the content that I used to enjoy. Now I'm just getting fed the same stuff on TikTok that I'm not going on Little Red Book. By the way, it's Little Red Book, not Red Note, that I want to see. People may say it's really not that deep, but it really is that deep. Can we just find a new app to flock to?